Welcome back. In part one, we started a fun process of transforming a simple gift bag into a tall, skinny junk journal. And today we're going to take it a step further by adding the signatures. If you've been wanting to see how it all comes together, you're in the right place. Grab a notebook so that you can take notes and try it yourself. Get cozy, and let's keep creating this unique, tall, skinny journal that transforms something ordinary into something beautiful and full of personality. If you missed the first video, you can go back and watch it where I took the gift bag and I transformed it into the cover of this tall, skinny junk journal. And in that video, I talked about using the bottom of the bag to create pockets. So the first thing that we're going to do is add the pockets and decorate the tops of each side so that they are ready to go, and then we will add the signatures. So I decided to take this 6x6 scrapbook paper and split it in half. So each section is 3 inches. I did have to trim the sides. It worked out perfectly for the pockets of the bag. I'm going to use some distressed inks to give the edges an antique look, and then add my flowers. So simple, yet so beautiful. I love the way that these turned out, and I think that they make some great pockets for my tall, skinny journal. So as I had mentioned in the last video, I had taken magazine pages from the Saturday Evening Post. It was from a large volume book that I have from the 1960s. So I folded those all in half and I made 3 signatures. I've decided though, I'm only going to do 2 signatures, and I'm going to add some additional pages to it to junk it up a bit. So I'm going to add some music sheet papers, scrapbook papers, some envelopes, some tea-dyed paper, and other things to add in between the pages. And at the end, I will have 2 signatures. It's really easy to add extra pages into your signatures. They don't even have to be the same size, but I just kind of fold them and see where I might want to put them. I'm going to place them in between the magazine pages. I will have to trim some of the scrapbook page to make it fit into the cover. And there we have the two signatures. I will have to trim this second signature with the scrapbook paper as well, but I will do that here in a minute. But I have them both ready to go. So let's go ahead and work on the first one together. You want to make sure that you have sturdy book binding thread. I use the wax coated thread. I have a book binding needle and an awl. This all came together in the We Are Memory Keepers bookbinding kit. I'll put the link below. I got mine off of Amazon and I've used it so many times. It has really come in handy when binding books, but specifically for the hole punching, because I could do this without punching the holes first. I just find it more helpful because of the thickness, the different thicknesses of the paper, that it works better. I'm going to use a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, which is probably the most common signature stitch that you can come up with. It's not very hard. It's pretty basic. For this stitch, you need, like I said, 3 holes. Since we're doing a tall skinny, we need 5 holes. We're going to share the center hole. I'm going to do the 3-hole pamphlet stitch to the bottom of the signature and then to the top of the signature. So that is how we're going to get our 3 holes. We're going to share the center hole. So when creating this stitch, you go down the center, then you're going to go up the bottom, and then through the top, which is going to be our very center hole in our case, because we've got the tall skinny. And then we're going to come back into that center hole. Again, remember, we're just working on the bottom half of the signature. Okay, and once you have the 2 strings coming through the center, then you're going to tie it together. I usually do a simple knot 3 times. Okay, and then I'm gonna flip my signature around so I can do the top half. I'm gonna measure the string 3 times across. And for this side, I only need to punch 2 holes because we already have our top hole, which is the center of the signature. And there we have it. For one signature complete, I'm going to go ahead and do the second one now. I always like to go back and check and make sure all of my pages are secure. And I'm going to go ahead and check this one with the cover. I know that I need to trim off some of the scrapbook paper. I'm going to use a beveled edge ruler that I have on hand. And tear that paper away. Now I'm going to repeat this process with the second signature. Both signatures are done and I'm super happy with the results. And now all I have to do is attach them to the cover. Before I do that, I am going to add a strip of washi tape to the cover and to both of the outside seams of the signatures. I'm doing this to strengthen the stitch. You don't have to add this step, but I do it. It just gives me peace of mind that there is extra strength in the binding. And I'm going to use the very same stitching process that I used with the signatures to attach them to the cover. The only difference is that I need a space between each signature. So I'm going to use the opposite side of my punching tool. I'll have 10 holes total, 5 for the first signature and 5 for the second signature. I'm just going to speed up the video so that you can see me work through this, and I'll be back after I get that done. for the binding, I'm going to use embroidery floss. The reason I'm doing this is because I want it to have some color. But also, if I use the 6 pieces of thread that come in the floss, it's still strong enough to hold this. So I have several to choose from. I decided to go with this rusty pink color. I feel like it matches best and it will look nice along the black and white seam of the Tall Skinny Junk Journal. And let's jump right in and start that now. So there we have it. Now both signatures are attached to the cover, and I think it turned out great. You will have some extra string in the middle of each signature. I don't mind those strings. I think that they add a little bit of quirkiness or just a fun ephemera detail. It also says, I made this by hand. If you want to trim them all the way to the knot, you can. What I like to do is just take it to the bottom of the junk journal and trim it off a little bit. But even then, it's kind of fun to have them hanging out of the bottom of the junk journal as well. So the preference is yours. So real quick, let's just do a flip through of the journal so that you can see all of the pages in both signatures. Thank you so much for just sticking around until this part of the video and watching the entire process. I really appreciate it, and it also helps my channel. Give me a purple heart if you have watched the video all the way to the end. Thank you so much for being here and supporting my channel. I hope you have enjoyed this tall, skinny junk journal. I do plan on coming back and adding some more ephemera. I don't know if it will be the next video or in a couple of videos. I have some other things planned as well. But let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this process, if it's something that you found helpful. It's so fun putting these together, but it's even more fun sharing it with you. Until next time, bye.